One of the episodes coming up is going to talk about my current employment situation. I think that'll be an enjoyable episode. Be sure to watch. Hey guys, thanks for turning into American Nomad's channel. Today we're going to be talking about that door, like I promised. So a little recap. First fail was crashing my Dodge pickup, and that forced me into my second fail, which was not shopping around for the van that I purchased. 3 months later, the van had numerous electrical issues and transmission issues, and I knew that I was going to have to do something. And at that point, the duplex with the garage was no longer available. And so I was thinking I was going to need to do this, but for a longer period of time. And then I was also going to need transportation no matter what. So I wanted something better. And I decided on the U-Haul, which in turn I had to get a loan to do. And so it was even going to take me longer now to project. And I had changed from just having a little money in my pocket, because now I had that, to I wanted to pay off all my bills. I just wanted to be debt free. So the whole plan had kind of changed. I felt like I was on the right track. So I went ahead and purchased the U-Haul, and the day I bought it, I moved into it, and it looked just like that. I was not prepared for how cold the floor and walls were. This was February. I was not prepared for the echo of not having an interior. I wasn't prepared for the door that wouldn't open and close very easily. But them things were going to change real soon. This rollaway door had to go. And it had to go in a weekend because I was still working full time. And so a buddy of mine, Matt, called me up, said, "Hey, come on out, bring all the materials, and I'll give you a hand." And a shout out to him and his son Jeremiah, because they helped me a lot with this project along the way. So I went to Menards and I bought this steel door. And I bought a window. And I bought 14 pieces of insulation, some screws, a piece of exterior siding, and 2x3s. And that's what I used to install this door. Now the door came, and it was an 80-inch door, and I had to cut it down to 74 inches. Actually 76 inches. And then there's also a 2-inch drop off here at the inside edge of the door. And so it's the door's a little longer than the opening. And then I had to cut a hole for the window. I had to cut the bottom of the door off, and this is a 36 by 80 steel door. And what I did was I used this angle grinder in order to cut the bottom of it off. And then I also used these real thin blades in order to do it. It also cut through the wood frame very nicely. So I was able to put that all together. So that window, I just cut the hole the same way, and then I trimmed it out with a little wood around the edges. Now I just glued the window in. I used Power Grab Ultimate by Loctite, and pretty good stuff. I glued the molding in place around the edge of the window, and it's been there now since pretty much the beginning. The boxes came from Lowe's. They were for tool boxes for the back of a pickup truck and should be laid horizontally, but I decided to mount them vertically. And then people were like, "Well, why'd you make them stick out the back of the truck?" Well, I did make them stick out the back of the truck a little, but I kept them inside of the bumper, and the reason I did that was because the more they stick into the truck, the less space you have inside the truck itself. And I wanted to balance the weight that was inside of them over the frame of the wall, not having it hang outside or hang inside. So I split the halfway mark, or halfway in, halfway out, and that's the way I mounted them in there. I bought these boxes from Lowe's at separate times. The first one I bought was for propane, and I bought it and measured it to see whether I could get a bottle inside, and we'll discuss the propane situation later in a later date. But anyway, it was just a tin box that I mounted in here, and I put in some lines. We'll discuss the things that never got finished later, but basically what I wanted to do was, how do I get my propane in there and how do I keep it stable? So here's what I decided to do in order to hold the propane tanks in there. First, I cut a piece of plywood to make the bottom sturdy to hold the weight. Then cut another piece of plywood and I cut notches out of the sides of it, and then I slid it in there like such. It fits in there nice and tight. Then I cut these other boards, upright boards, and I left a tab on them on the top. And one goes in each side in them slots. Fit right down in there like puzzle pieces. And the next piece goes in, and tabs that I left fit nicely in the slots. Oops, it is windy out here, folks. I'll tell you what, it's too sunny, it's too windy, it's rainy, you can't see yourself on the screen. Every problem that any YouTuber ever had, I understand now, perfectly clear. So anyway, I don't have the right equipment. So anyway, them tanks fit right in here. They slide right down in the slots, and they set pretty nicely. And they sit nicely in the slots as I cut them, and they don't seem to move around at all. So I think that it's a good puzzle. One other thing I'd like to ask you guys is if you could please leave comments below. I'm going to need help along the way with this YouTubing stuff, and right now I'd like advice on I need a microphone that I can get away from the camera and show work that I'm doing while I'm not holding the camera itself. So if you have any ideas, I could sure use your help with that. So anyway, with the tanks in there, I do have a hose here that goes inside to my heater, and I can hook it to either tank. There's plenty of room there at the front of the shelf for the hose to run down. So I have no problem with switching from one tank to another if need be. Just tighten it up, turn your gas on, and you're good to go. Also, because of the way this is made, it's sealed on the inside and not sealed on the front, so it gets air ventilation. Additionally, I store my extra cans of little propanes in here because I believe in redundancy and backups. Now, when I got to the locks, I wanted to open and close, latch the door shut as I was camping somewhere or out doing whatever, cooking, cleaning, taking something to the garbage, whatever it was. I just wanted to go in and out, and I didn't want to get locked out. So I put a bedroom lock on here. There's no keyway on that, so there's no way to get locked out of that one. Then for security, and this is what I always recommend even in your own home, I put a double cylinder deadbolt. So there's a key inside and a key outside. And in case of emergency or whatever, I always leave a key in it while I'm inside the truck. When I want to go somewhere, I just lock it from the outside. Now, if I were to, say, lose my keys out hiking or something and I get back, I could easily cut out the screen and open the window up and reach in and unlock it as long as the key's in it. If I'm going somewhere, this is somewhere where I'm concerned about its security and I'm going to be gone a while, I take that key out and I take it with me. Just taking a look at here at one of my little side projects. This is on a print on a vinyl, and it's I built a frame for it, made a hanger for the back, and it's a one of a kind. You won't see one like this anywhere else ever. So pretty large too, about a 42 by 42 wall hanging. So just a little side project of mine that I like to do some different things. Hey folks, I'm coming to you from inside the truck, and I have special requests here. I want to tell you the things that I've got coming up, and I want to ask favors from you. First of all, what we've got coming up, there's going to be a tour of the inside of the truck. We're going to have episodes on cooking, storage, electrical, propane, insulation, water, sewage, security, and what's boring for one person may be interesting for someone else. And that's where I'm going to ask for your help. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and I've got some great things coming up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, share it, share it, share it. Thank you.